If you've ever worked in a healthcare clinic, you know the feeling. There's one task that just never stops, and that's managing prescription refills. It's a constant part of the day, and let's be honest, it can be super frustrating. So let's dive into this and see if there's a better way. I mean, really, think about it for a second. Does it feel like your team is just constantly swimming upstream, trying to keep up? Phone lines are ringing off the hook. The to-do list for refills just gets longer and longer. It's a story we hear all the time, and it's a huge drain on your staff's time and energy. Okay, so let's call this what it is. We're going to walk through the daily refill chaos. This whole cycle is probably going to sound, well, a little too familiar. You know exactly where this starts, right? A patient calls, they need a refill, they leave a voicemail, but they forget to mention which medication it is. Or maybe they forgot their date of birth or the pharmacy's phone number. It's an honest mistake, of course, but that one little missing piece of info, it kicks off a whole chain reaction of wasted time. And just like that, the problem lands squarely on your team's desk. So someone has to drop what they're doing, pull up the patient's file, and try to call them back. But what happens if the patient doesn't pick up? Well, you leave a voicemail, and now you're officially playing phone tag. All right, let's say you finally get all the right information, you think you're in the clear, but nope, the next step is calling the pharmacy. And that almost always means spending some quality time listening to their on-hold music. It's more waiting, more time just ticking by. And that right there, that's the whole problem in a nutshell. A single, simple refill request can end up involving multiple people and taking way, way longer than it should. Now, multiply that by the dozens of requests you probably get every single day. It's this massive hidden productivity killer in your clinic. Okay, but what if you could just break that cycle? What if there was a way to handle this whole thing without all the chaos, without the phone tag, without the waiting on hold? What if things could just be calmer? Let's take a look. Well, meet MedAI. Its whole purpose is really simple: to put an end to that refill runaround. It's all about streamlining that entire workflow using some smart but simple automation. So how does it actually do it? Well, the real magic here is in its super straightforward, structured process. What I love about this is how it neatly solves every single problem we just talked about. So step one, it guides the patient. It walks them through a simple automated intake, asking for their name, birthday, the medication, the pharmacy, all the stuff you need. Which means step two, capturing the details, is already done. You get everything you need right up front, no more incomplete voicemails. Then step three, it routes that complete, verified request right to the correct staff member's workflow for approval. And finally, step four, it keeps a perfect, auditable record of the whole thing. It's just clean, it's efficient, and it's all automated. But, this is about way more than just fixing a workflow. This is about changing the day-to-day reality for your team. The difference here is, it's night and day. You go from this reactive mode of constantly chasing voicemails and filling in information gaps to a proactive, smooth, automated intake. And the most important thing you gain from that is time. And we're not talking about just any time. This is time a nurse can now spend talking a nervous patient through a new treatment, or a medical assistant can use to make sure an elderly patient really understands their care plan. It's time that goes directly back to actual patient care. And this, right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. This isn't about replacing people with tech. It's about empowering your people. It's about letting the technology handle all the boring, repetitive, predictable tasks so that your skilled, amazing staff can focus on the complex, compassionate work that, only a human can do. So, I'm just going to leave you with this one question. If you could take all that time that's currently lost to the refill runaround and just give it back to your team, what could they accomplish? How would that change not just your clinic's efficiency, but the actual quality of care you give to every single one of your patients?